Hello everyone! This video will show you how to play the game Dark Hand with the Dark Hand deck. It's pretty easy to learn, so it's a good game for all but the youngest players, and you can play with 2 to 6 players. The game is based on a game I grew up with called Scat, so I'm going to teach you the rules of Scat first, and then explain the rules for Dark Hand. Scat is played with a standard 52 card deck. If you don't have one around, you can use the Dark Hand deck and just ignore the dark cards for now. To win a hand of Scat, you need to get a Skit or a Scat with your cards. A Skit is a run of 3 cards with the same suit, and a Scat is 3 cards with the same rank. In other words, a 3-card straight flush or a 3 of a kind. In this game, aces can be high or low, so you can make a Skit with a Queen, King, and Ace, or an Ace, 2, and 3, but not a King, Ace, and 2. And to win the game, you need to be the last player holding any tokens. Everybody starts the game with 3 tokens. These can be poker chips, buttons, pennies, or just about anything. Deal 3 cards to each player. Deal 1 card face up on the table to start the discard pile, and put the rest of the deck beside it for the draw pile. Players take turns drawing the top card from either the draw pile or the discard pile, then discarding 1 card onto the discard pile. So you always keep 3 cards in your hand. When a player holds a Scat, 3 cards in the same rank, they play their hand on the table and call out Scat, and the hand is over. All of the other players put 1 token into the pot. If you don't have a bowl, the pot can be just a pile of tokens in the middle of the table. When a player holds a Skit, a run of 3 cards in the same suit, they play their hand on the table and call out Skit, then discard. All of the other players get 1 more draw for a chance at a Skit or a Scat. If any players get a Skit on their last draw, they play their hand on the table and call out Skit, and they won't need to put a token into the pot. Unless another player gets a Scat. If anyone plays a Scat, the hand is over and nobody else gets a last draw. Everyone else, even the players who played a Skit, puts a token into the pot. If no one gets a Skit on their last draw, then everyone but the player who called Skit puts a token into the pot. If everyone gets a Skit on their last draw, then nobody puts a coin into the pot. The player to the left of the dealer deals the next hand. If anyone is out of tokens, they are out of the game, so only players with tokens get cards for a new hand. When only 1 player has tokens left, the game is over and that player is the winner. If you're playing with coins, the winner can keep all the coins in the pot. The game Dark Hand is played just like Scat, but has some extra rules if you like to press your luck. You can build a Skit or a Scat with your light hand or dark hand, but you cannot combine light and dark for a mix and match hand. In Dark Hand, every player begins with 5 tokens. Deal 3 cards to each player, 1 card face up for the discard pile, and put the rest of the deck beside it for the draw pile. Also put both jokers, light and dark, face up on the table. The jokers should be in reach of all players. Players draw and discard just like in Scat. A Scat in either light or dark ends the hand and all other players put 1 token into the pot. A Skit lets the other players get 1 last draw for a Skit or a Scat. Players who get a Skit or Scat on their final turn can use either their light or dark hand. Now, can you predict if your winning hand is going to be light or dark? Players can wager a little more to bet that they can win with their light hand or dark hand. You can call dark by saying Dark Hand and taking the dark joker from the center of the table. Put the joker in front of you and put 1 of your tokens on top to claim it. Likewise, you can call light by saying Light Hand and taking the light joker from the table. The rules for calling light and calling dark are the same, so anytime I talk about calling dark, it applies to calling light too. If you win the hand in the shade that you predicted, you keep your joker token, and all of your opponents who lost will put 2 tokens into the pot instead of 1. But if you lose, you pay the penalty plus the token on your joker. So if you call dark and play Scat in the correct shade, the hand is over and all of the other players put 2 tokens into the pot. If a player holds the other joker, they must put that token into the pot in addition to the other 2. If you call dark and play a Skit, the other players get 1 last draw to try for a Skit or a Scat. Like before, if anyone plays a Skit, they do not have to pay anything. If they can't, they pay 2 tokens. Plus 1 more if they have the other joker. But if a player gets a Scat on their last draw, the hand ends and everyone else pays. And since you did not have the winning hand, your Joker token goes in the pot too. Here are some special cases. If a player without a Joker plays a Skit, a player who does have a Joker might play a Skit on their last turn. Nobody needs to pay 2 tokens for the second player's Skit because the winning hand belongs to the first player. If you lose while holding a Joker, and the winning hand belongs to the player with the other Joker, you need to pay 2 tokens to the pot plus the 1 on your Joker. Only one player can call light, and one player can call dark for each deal. Once a Joker has been taken, no one else can call that shade. And once you call dark, you cannot play a Skit or Scat in the opposite shade for the rest of the hand. You can call dark at any time from the beginning of the deal until the end of your first turn when you discard. After you finish your first turn, you can only call dark during one of your turns. You cannot play a Skit or Scat on the same turn that you call dark. So if you draw a Skit or Scat, you can choose to call dark during that turn, and then on your next turn, play your winning hand. You can call dark if you have only 1 token left. You can put your last token on your Joker, but if you lose the hand, you will be out of tokens. You can play an optional rule if everyone agrees to it before the game begins. In forfeit play, you can play a Skit or Scat in the incorrect shade after you call dark, but you still need to put the token on your Joker into the pot if you win. This can be a strategy just to prevent another player from winning first. So to summarize, if you Scat, you pay nothing. If you Skit, and no one else plays a Scat, you pay nothing. And if you call light or dark, you keep your Joker token too. If you lose the hand, pay 1 token. If you lose and the winner calls dark, pay 1 more token. The winner of the hand is whoever played a Scat, and if no one played a Scat, it's whoever played the first Skit. And if you call dark, pay your Joker token too. So if a player takes a risk and loses, they could lose 3 tokens in the same hand. Keep playing until only one player is left holding tokens. They are the winner. So that is how you play Skit, Scat, and Dark Hand. I think you'll have fun challenging your friends and family. Anytime you have new players, it's always good to play a free practice hand first that won't cost any tokens, just to learn the basics. This was an example of making a Dark Hand version of an old card game. If you have a favorite game that you would like to try with the Dark Hand deck, be sure to watch the video about modifying games for some tips. And be sure to check the website for more games you can play with the Dark Hand deck. Thanks for watching, and keep having fun!